Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening. Please hit that like button as you come in. Hello, Charlene. Good afternoon. How are you? Please hit that like button, guys. Thank you very much for joining. There's a lot going on in the love and marriage Huntsville space. I don't even know where to start from, but there is a lot that is going on in the love and marriage Huntsville space. But how is everyone doing? First of all, put it in the chat. How are you doing? What are you drinking? For me today, I have a malt drink. It's called Ultri Malt. Ulti Malt? Yeah, it's Ulti, not Ultri. It's Ulti Malt. It's I don't know if you guys have had malt before, but it's a malt drink. That's what I'm going to be drinking throughout this live. Initially I really wanted a mojito, but I was just like, I really need to stop. Just try not to drink. So yeah, I'm here stuck with a malt, but the malt tastes really good, I'm not gonna lie. So that's what I'll be drinking today. But yeah, let me know in the chat, what are you drinking tonight as we talk about the Love and Marriage Huntsville saga? I guess today is part of what we're doing is celebrating. I will say that we are celebrating because there are some things that I feel like we have to celebrate. One is the Melody. Melody has had a lot of wins. And one of the wins is the win against Martell in court. So that's definitely something to talk about. Um, I do also have some other things to talk about, like the Miss Wanda of it all. I know yesterday we had some conversations about Miss Wanda and where things are at. And so we will pick up that conversation and talk about that soon. And we're also going to be talking about um, Phaedra. Phaedra has a new client, Carrie. So that should be Kelly, rather. So that should be quite interesting. And there's also a little bit of a conversation around Wendy Osefo and Eddie. So that should be quite interesting. So we will be talking about that. So make sure you watch until the end of today's live and hit that like button. All right. Good evening, Ladon. How are you? Good evening, Tommy. Bajan says good night all. Good night, everyone. For those who are in, you're probably in the UK. So good night, good night, good night. Tommy is having a red wine. Ooh, what is the brand? What red wine is it? Let me know. Put it in the chat. I am having a good old malt. I'm low key tempted to go downstairs and take some plantain crisp and just have that with it. But so far, it is a malt for me. Maybe tomorrow I'll switch it up to something else, but at least I'm not having matcha green tea. So at least I'm having a more sweeter. It is a lot more calories, and I'm probably going to have to walk it off at the gym tomorrow. So which one should we even start with? Let's start with the first win that Melody has had, right? So I don't know how many of you guys know, but there was a lawsuit filed by Anthony Lofties against Melody earlier in the year. If you guys remember, there was a point, was it early in the year? I remember there was a point where Melody went live and she was talking about, and she literally showed the lawsuit and basically said she was going to be handling that. And I remember there was a lawsuit where she was like mentioning the people that were mentioned in the lawsuit and stuff. Um, and so based on that lawsuit, shout out to Drop the Tea first of all, because that's where I got the tea from, and I like to cite my sources. I believe she must have been the first person that broke the story. So shout out to her. Sis has been working overtime. Okay. She has really been on it. Um, but anyways, apparently there was a whole case, with Anthony Lofties that was filed earlier, and it was the judge held that it was in favor of Melody, basically, right? Um, the court found in favor of Melody, which means basically whatever his case was not found, right? So the good thing though is each party was to bear their own legal costs, so there wasn't any sort of cost order made against any of them. um but that was the big thing here, where it was like each party had to bear their own cost, but still it was a win for Melody because she won the case. And it was a case about defamation, and she basically won that here, right? So I definitely think that Melody is probably this week. Melody is probably just chilling this week. She is probably chilling, like life is good, just winning on every side. So things are definitely very, very good for Melody in this season. I will say that. Um, let me see. So 1 second, guys. Okay. So, hey guys, I can see a lot of new people joining in. Please hit that like button as you come in. Please hit that like button. So, Deja is having butter pecan ice cream. Now, that sounds amazing. I've never tried that, but that sounds delicious. So, maybe I need to add that to what I will be trying. Peach sangria sounds delicious as well. Um, Tommy says, I wish AL paid Melody's fees for wasting her time in court. Yes, I suspect that maybe the court did not do that because he himself, I think he was representing himself. So the courts may have already maybe wondering or may feel like he doesn't have the finances. This is just my assumption, by the way. Let me put that banner up. The court may be just assuming that maybe perhaps he doesn't have the finances if he's representing them himself, and just thought, okay, you know what, everyone pay your own legal costs. So maybe that's what it was. Because sometimes, or most cases, or in certain cases, when the defendant wins, sometimes what happens is they also have to pay the legal cost of the other party, or the other party, sorry, has to pay their legal cost as well. So maybe I think it could have been that, where it's like, okay, yeah. So it could have been a situation like that. Um, okay, I think let's talk about the other case because I can see people in the comments talking about it. Sorry, I'm also managing the comments, so it can be a little bit hard keeping track of everything. Tommy, how many likes do we have? I'm just like, oh, was he? AL was going off on TikTok? Really? What did he say? Charlene, let us know. What did he say? What did he say? I want to know what Charlene is saying. What did AL say? Charlene, you better put it in the comments, or unless you want to come up to talk about it. But what was being said on TikTok? Because I haven't seen the TikTok, so I'm kind of like surprised. I have not seen the TikTok on that, so I don't really know what was said over there on TikTok. But if you guys know what was said over there on TikTok, let us know. Okay. Oh wow. He said he's going to TMZ Hollywood Unlocked ETC. Really? Wow, that is serious. Like, it's interesting because I thought, like, okay, maybe that would be the end of it, but it sounds like it's not looking like it's going to be the end of it. It looks like it's going to be a long road ahead. Looks like it is going to be a long road ahead. Okay, let's move back to the point about. So, guys, please let's hit the like button because the likes are not matching. So can we get the likes up to 70 likes, please? We only have 44 likes and we have like 85 people in the live at the moment. So please hit that like button as you guys come in. So apparently, Ladon says going to TMZ to say what? This is the question. Like, I don't really know. Is he using that as an opportunity to maybe say the same things that he wanted to say? Oh my God. Charlene said he hates Mel. He'll never stop. Oh, wow. Yeah. Honestly, the way things are just escalating, I'm just like, I do not know what's going on over there with the TikTok, but it sounds very, very intense. Like, I just want like, I would like to hope like everybody can just move forward and like move on. Love and marriage transfer is not even like really a thing like that anymore. I know we talk about things that happen every now and then, but there really isn't much happening with Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members on a day-to-day basis anyway. So it's like, yo, I'm hoping, if there was one thing that I could say I was hoping for, I'm hoping for peace in this season. Peace, hope and joy for everybody. Cause it's just team too much at this point. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to the second case. So, hi, Rose Matthews. So good to see you in the chat. Did she win full custody of the kids? I hope she did. Okay. So, basically, okay, let me start from. I don't really want to put the court order on the screen because I also feel like I don't like to like put like people's names, date of births. I know some of these things are things that you can find, out in the public, but I'm always very scared of like showing something that I shouldn't show. Also, if you guys can hear the noise, it's like there's a whole fireworks thing happening, and they have just been like, the fireworks are so loud that it's actually stressing me out. But if you guys can hear it, I apologize. Like, I have no control over it. It's my neighbors on both sides. They love their fireworks, and yeah, they are really like all day today, like since about the last 2-3 hours, it's been fireworks on fireworks on fireworks, and it's been the loud ones. I'm just like, can you get the silent ones that are not that loud? Because you lot are giving me a headache. But anyway, they didn't. So we just have to do with what we have. Okay. So here's what has happened. Melody and Martell shall be awarded joint legal custody of the minor children. And then Melody is awarded the sole physical custody of the minor children. And Martell is awarded secondary custodial rights. Okay. So essentially, legal custody is the ability, is like the right to make decisions about the children's lives. So things like major decisions like what school will the children go to? What does their healthcare look like? How are they being brought up? What is their religion? Things like that are all under the legal custody, right? So it's almost like in somewhere like the UK, it may sort of be explained as maybe parental responsibility, right? And then physical custody is where the child will be living day to day. Who cares for them? Where is their primary residence? who is the one who supervises them daily, who feeds them, bedtime, all of that, right? So sometimes you can have legal custody and not physical custody. So, for instance, with this arrangement, the children will not be living with Martell. The children will be physically living with Melody and spending time with Martell, according to the court order. That's what that means. So it's just like instead of sharing physical custody, now it's a thing where Melody has full custody. The children live with Melody now. But that doesn't mean that Martell can't be involved in major decisions to do with the children. So things like where are the children, like where the children go into school, doctor, healthcare, all that kind of stuff. Those are things that Martell can still be actively involved in. Right? So that's the big thing. So the big thing is at least Melody gets to have her children full time. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that the children don't spend time with their dad. Because from what we can see, let me just pull that in front of me so I can see. The children, let's see. The children still get to spend time with Martell. I can't really see it well, but it says when the custodial children take the children to school or daycare or return the children to the other parent, as the case may be. And then there's something about the fifth weekend, the second and the fourth and the fifth weekend of each calendar year from 5 p.m. on Friday until 8 a.m. on the following Monday, when the custodial parent shall take the children to school or daycare or return the children to the other parent, as the case may be. The first Friday of a new month is deemed by the court to be the first weekend of that month. In the event that the other holiday listed, da 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 da. So what it sounds like is the non-custodial parent, I Martell, will still be spending time with the kids. So with weekdays, it says every Thursday of each week or another day as mutually agreed by the parties from 3 p.m. until 8 a.m. the next morning, when the non-custodial parent shall take the children to school or daycare or return to the other parent, as the case may be. So it definitely sounds like the children will still be seeing Martell. It talks about spring break from school, the kind of visitation that would be there. I guess the big difference is I think Martell wanted to have, if I'm not mistaken, Martell wanted to have sole custody, but now Melody has physical custody of the children, but that legal responsibility is still on Martell and Melody. So that's where things are at. So the soul of the matter says physical custody. Where's my word? Sorry guys, I am like low key. I sound drunk, but I'm not drunk. I haven't drunk a thing today, at least not alcohol. And it says physical custody is about where a child lives and who handles daycare. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And then while legal custody is about who has the right to make major decisions regarding the child's health, education, and welfare. Absolutely agree. So now, where things stand, it is Martell and Melody that have the right to make major decisions when it comes to the children. Okay. So Deja says, I'm so glad she won. Yep. I'm just trying to get the... When is this supposed to be returning? Love and Maritonsville. I don't watch since Mel has left, but see bits on YouTube. Honestly, I don't know. That's the thing with these people. These people just take long breaks. No one knows what is happening. And you just kind of, you just assume that like, okay, they will eventually come back, but no one really cares. I'm not that pressed, but I'm sure like once it comes back, I will see clips on YouTube or clips on Instagram, and then I'll know it's come back, and then I can come and like talk about some of the nonsense that they're doing over there with you guys. Tommy is saying there is a lot. Oh, Bajan is cracking me up. I'll bring up your comments in a second. Tommy says there is a lot of fireworks around my house. It's so annoying. Honestly, I am so sensitive to noise. So when it's like noises everywhere, it just really annoys me. And I think that's low key why I'm like, I sound like low key drunk, because it's like, I'm like, yo, just stop with the noise. Next time, I feel like, but then again, if I buy earplugs, then I'm not going to be able to listen if we have to play clips here and there anyway. So maybe best not to buy her earplugs. But yeah. If she goes to TMZ, Mel has a good defamation lawsuit messing with her brand. Oh, I think this is about AL. Okay, so no, how a popper can make decisions. Mm, can wait until they are of age to say they don't want to see the pauper anymore. That's the thing. So a lot of courts are, they tend to allow like both parents, unless there's like serious things, right? They tend to allow both parents to be able to make those major decisions that have to do with the child. So to be completely honest, I'm not surprised that legal custody is in the hands of both Mel and Martell. I'll be surprised if they didn't do it that way, to be completely honest, based on what I know about like courts. And here's the comment that made me laugh. She was like, what else is in that malt? Oh my gosh, very good question. Luckily, it's just malt. So, but imagine there was something else in the malt, like, and that is what is happening. Well, if there's something else in the malt, then I blame my friend, because my friend came over this evening and she brought me like snacks. So she brought me like plantain crisp, and then she got me suya actually, and then she got me some malt as well. And yeah, I feel like if there was something in the malt, we gotta blame her, because whatever it is that is in that malt is making me feel really good. And I'm low key slurring my words every now and then, but yeah, no, I don't think there's anything in the malt. Oh, so Charlene is saying that November 15 is when the Marathonsville is coming back. Okay, I see. Honestly, the way they take their breaks is so annoying. And this is the reason why I didn't even bother covering Ready to Love, because I felt like they took such a long break that when they came back, I was just like, I don't even want to cover the show anymore. I can't remember what happened in the show, and I don't even have the desire to go back and like rewatch it so I can know what happened in the show. But yeah, I think they need to stop doing that. Like you need to stop. Like you can't be taking all these extended long breaks. But at the same time, I guess in this season, I don't really care too much about like the whole Love and Maritime Soul, so I'm not that pressed, if I'm completely honest. Um, but yeah, so what it sounds like, Martell gets to see them first and the third weekends of each month from 3 p.m. on Friday until 8 a.m. on the following Monday. So first and third weekend, okay. So that's technically like every other weekend, no? And Friday until Monday. Um, yeah, I think that's like every other weekend, to be honest. That's still a lot of time. And then the fifth weekend, yeah, it is. I guess some weeks have like the fifth or 5 weeks, right? But yeah, first, so technically if it's a 4 week month, that is every other weekend. If it's not, then it's 2 weekends in a month. I guess is very, very different from 7 days on, 7 days off, which is what they were doing before. I know like there were talks about how you missed some of the 7 days, and you know that couldn't happen and they had to rearrange or whatever, allegedly. But yeah, apparently I think they were doing 7 days on, 7 days off in the past. Okay. Yeah, so in terms of like spring break, in even numbered years, a non-custodial parent shall have visitation from 3 p.m. on the last day of school in session in the district with which the children reside in, even if the children are not in school until 6 p.m. on the day back on the school break, unless the parties agree otherwise, where spring break visitation and Easter visitation conflicts, spring break visitation will supersede Easter. So yeah, they have like arrangements for what would happen in the um spring break as well, fall break, and also in summer. Yeah, in summer they would have the children one half of the summer break. I'm not surprised. That is pretty standard in a lot of cases where like one person gets the first half of the summer break, another person gets the other half of the summer break. It's kind of standard. Yeah, and then Easter weekend, non-custodial parents shall have visitation from 3 p.m. on Friday of the weekend in which Easter Sunday falls onto 8 a.m. on the Monday, regardless of whether it conflicts with other provisions. That's the only thing. I hope that there is a thing where it kind of changes, because I feel okay, so even numbered years, okay, that's fine. Even number years, that's fine. Because at least with that, it's like odd number years, then male has them, right? So, because what I don't like is when in situations where one parent gets most of the holidays. I think like the way it's done, it seems like the holidays are still split between them, which I think that's quite good. Um, yeah, I do think it's still quite good that she still gets to have some holidays, and they split summer holidays as well. I think that is very good, because of course, like if Mel needs to take them on holiday or travel with them, it's good to be able to have a whole stretch of time as well with the kids. So yeah, I definitely think they did well with the splitting of the holidays as well. So in even numbered years, Martell has them for spring break. In odd numbered years, Melody has them for spring break. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense, because I feel like at least, because you don't want it to be that the physical parent has to deal with all the physical things of having a child, but then they don't enjoy as much holiday. So I love that it seems like the holiday are still kind of split between them, despite Melody having full physical custody. Also, Rosalind and Russell said Tommy had health issues. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that he had health issues. I hope he's feeling better now. Oh, that is awful. Oh, nephew Tommy. Met kids and went to Atlanta. Go Mel, Martell gets alive. Leave that woman completely alone. Go get Slaw. That's the thing. Look, I'm like, Martell, do you really want Slaw? Because the way you move is like somebody who is so still so obsessed with your ex. It's like, dude, at what point do you just say, do you know what? Let me leave her alone. Let her live her life, let her enjoy herself without me, right? Like I had my opportunity, I messed up. Let me just let her move on and live her good life. And so that's where things are at. So my two sons says yes, Morel can, I guess you mean Martell, can feed them for a weekend, not a full 7 days. Oh my gosh. I guess now all he has to do is feed them for the weekend. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.